Greetings, this is the Timeshare Traveler, and today is episode 1. It's the 84. Why I like HGVMax. It's really about why I like Hilton Grand Vacations and their various products now. And to give an overview, more locations, and they're continuing to add, so it's really feels like a good investment, and I think it's getting better every day. And then there's the upgrading of properties. Remember, this is real estate. Timeshares are a form of real estate, and location, and upgrading is always a good thing. The other thing, next thing I wanted to talk about was kind of Hilton. I think has had the sweet spot of relatively low cost. They're not the lowest cost, but they've got close to the highest quality as well. And it's probably open. All of that's probably open for debate. But I do think they have a blend of a low maintenance fee and a high quality. The other thing that really matters to me is some of the elite perks that they have, and I'm one of the elite members, and partially because of the perks, I wanted to have them. And lastly, when you look at Hilton Grand Vacations and it's tied to the hotels as well. They've got exchanges and everything like that. So it's a bigger package than just the timeshare locations themselves. So that's what I'm going to talk about. But before I go into the detail, I'll tell you a little bit about my channel, and I'll be right back to go into the details. Hang in there. Hi, this is Cliff, and I'm the Timeshare Traveler. Welcome to my channel. The purpose of my channel is to educate those who love traveling in timeshares. I've been an owner for 15 plus years at timeshare ownership. I have elite ownership with Marriott, Hilton, and WorldMark. I have published over 100 timeshare video reviews, and I've published over 95 timeshare tips. I can be found on Facebook at Timeshare Trav, at Twitter Timeshare Trav, and on the web at www.timesharetraveler.com. I'm back. So first, let's talk about more locations. So recently, with the purchase of Blue Green, they're now adding additional 49 locations, and the total locations now is about 200, which is really good. And here's the thing that's really important. So for the merger with Diamond, they created this new product called HGVMax, and everybody had to do an upgrade to get into it, and that was frustrating for some people because they were happy with what they had. But now that they've done it, when they're adding the additional 49 locations, if you're a member of HGVMax already, you do not have to do it in. So they just really had to have everybody opt in. My guess is that maybe the people in Blue Green will have to do an upgrade in order to be part of the HGVMax, but people that are already part of HGVMax do not have to buy anymore. So I think that's a good statement that says as Hilton expands, once you're part of the HGVMax branded program, you're part of it. And here's the other thing about having 200 locations, or close to 200. It's like having a luxury RV with high gas mileage. For example, my car gets 48 miles a gallon. I have a hybrid. So I can drive across the country in my car and stay in Hilton Timeshares. Is it like an RV? No, I can't really have all the clothes and all that stuff. But I can effectively drive across the country for not much more than staying in some of the RV parks. And I'm staying in nice luxury timeshares and driving a car that's available that gets close to 50 miles a gallon when I want to go sightseeing. So it's hard not to like that. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the upgrading of properties. So there was unequal quality in the Diamond properties when they purchased it, but they've already begun to do upgrade projects for those prior Diamond resorts. And they'd said that, and everyone, yeah, we'll see what happens. Well, it is actually happening, because I've been at 2 of them where it is happening. And they're improving the quality standards at no additional cost to owners. And I visited 2 of those properties and seen the construction underway. So what they've done in all these cases is there's multiple buildings, and they just set one building aside. And they had to sort of cut back some reservations in order to do that. But the Point at Poipu, which is in Kauai, and we're talking about location, it's right on the water, right next to I think it's the Hyatt Regency property, or one of the, maybe it's the Four Seasons. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's one of the high-end properties, and they're right next to it, almost on the same beach. And then Palm Canyon and Palm Springs, they also have done the same thing. They've taken a building offline. They're going to upgrade that and then just go around to the various buildings. So they have a great plan to do that. It's taken them a while to get ready to start that, but they've started on at least 2 locations that I visited. I visited 11 locations since the merger, so there might be more of them going on than I've seen. But it's exciting to see because they've already got the great locations, which is what they bought, and now they're just upgrading them to the standard, which is again easier than building a building from scratch. So I think it was a great business decision. Again, Hilton continues to increase ownership value. Making improvements builds momentum. In other words, I personally, I'm excited by the fact that I'm going to see better locations when I come back to them again, and again, they've been adding new features and services to the systems. In other words, initially, now we have free lift rides at certain levels. You can ride from the airport to the timeshare using a lift credit, which makes it effectively free. And they'll be adding this year, they're going to be adding another new feature about renting within the last 30 days. So I think that's great. This is one of my favorite topics. I'm budget oriented, and when I talk about low cost, high quality, again, I own Marriott, I own Worldmark, and I own Hilton. So Hilton costs about half what Marriott costs for a weekly stay, and about 15% more than Worldmark. So the quality in my mind of many of the Hilton locations is similar, it's debatable, but similar to Marriott, but closer to the price of a Worldmark, which I would say is sufficient, but not quite as high a quality. And I base that cost on the maintenance fees needed for a week of stay, and then and below I've done the dollar costs for a studio, 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom. So I'm just to give an example, the 2 bedroom or the 1 bedroom studio is at high seasons $118 a night, $83 a night, and $38 at low season. Now, if you were to compare that to actually staying at a hotel, a studio which was similar, but a studio often has a kitchen. A hotel room in most of those areas, the high season is going to be $300 or more. Mid-season is going to be $200, and low season is $125, $130 in places I've stayed. Even could be higher, but I'm being conservative. So you're paying roughly half for more luxurious accommodations, in my opinion. And 1 bedroom is even better because it's rare that you get a hotel, but in some of the locations, like in Hawaii, you have a high season 1 bedroom, $166 a night, when all the hotels around you are going for $350 to $500 a night. So, and again, goes on even more so. So there you see the prices. You can sort of pause it and take a look at it. But for a 2 bedroom, it's almost unheard of for $243 in high season per night on a 7-night stay. Hope you enjoy that, because it's one of the things I really love about HGVMax. And so I wanted to go through with the elite perks, and so I'm at the what they call Premier Plus. So there's one level above me with the Centum, which is 100,000 points. But what I figured out, I was calculating how much the perks are worth, and it is equivalent of having a studio unit maintenance for a year, maybe even a little more. So I thought that was really impressive that I effectively had a studio worth of maintenance fees given to me just from being at my elite level. So it's a lower cost to buy points for last minute stays, so I can actually go beyond my points by paying cash for some, and it's below the maintenance fees, which is really cool. And I actually have a $700 credit for free because of my elite status, so I don't have to pay for the first $700, which can be actually $700 can when you go back to the room fees that I just showed you, can be pretty close to a week or more at a location, depending on when I go. The other thing I mentioned, lift credits. So I actually used this last year. I was in Hawaii, and I went from the point at Poipu to the airport at Lahui. Then I flew to Maui, and I stayed at the Kaanapali Beach Resort, and I took the lift there to and back. And I didn't have to rent a car because I was enjoying just staying at the location. I even had them stop at Costco, and I was able to get that included, so I got all my food. So I thought it was great. I basically didn't have to rent a car. That's $500, $600 for a week. that you can put toward enjoying where you're staying, or even a night out, or various other things. So I thought it was a very nice thing to have. They have a resort credit. It's not a lot. It's $100, but I can use it for drinks or food if I want throughout the year. So it's not a big deal, but it's $100. They do upgrade. I've been upgraded probably 50% of the time the last couple of years, where I've gotten a higher point value room. More likely, I got an ocean, had a one bedroom, but I was upgraded to a one bedroom ocean view or something like that. So just a slightly upgrade. But again, it's equal to points that I would have had to use otherwise. So it does value. And again, I mentioned this other one, the $700 credit. For my level, and again, it's almost depending on a unit for that, one unit for 1 week. So I think, again, turns out I'm getting basically 1 week of no extra bonus week to stay at a location just by being at my elite status. And the last thing I want to talk about is the hotels, exchanges, and so forth. All the timeshares that I'm part of have a hotel chain associated with them. So Marriott, obviously, Hilton hotels, and I can use all those things. So, for example, each of them have an exchange program. RCI is one, and I use that actually more for the last minute under $400 booking. So within 45 days, no points needed, just an exchange fee. And then I think that's really cool. It can be used also for putting points in and exchanging, but I typically use it just for the last call. The status with hotel, the thousands of hotels, I get a 10% discount, and I'm actually, because of my status, I'm actually a Diamond member just because of the status I have within the Hilton Grand Vacations. And what that means to me, it's free breakfast when you're staying at places you do not have a free breakfast. There's another program they have as part of the Diamond International. It's called Destination Exchange. It allows you to rent homes, exclusive home rentals, and also other hotels. So it's somewhat similar to RCI for part of it, but it also has homes. So that's really good. And now they're adding travel services like you can use your points to pay for airline and so forth. They have events that are actually more often. You go to an event and it's for free, and you have to do a owner update. So it's kind of a timeshare presentation bonus option. Anyway, that's HGVMax and why I like it. I wanted to give everybody a chance to understand why timeshares are valuable to me, and hopefully this presentation was helpful to you. Hope you like it. Don't forget to like, and if you haven't subscribed already, please don't forget to subscribe.